Week 5 previews and analysis here on the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. This video for the game between the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. This game will take place in Detroit. Detroit with a record of 3-1, and Buffalo coming in with a record of 2-2, having lost 2 straight since starting the season 2-0. The big news in Buffalo this week: E.J. Manuel benched in favor of veteran Kyle Orton. I don't agree with this move. I don't think it makes any sense whatsoever. You have a second-year GM, a second-year coach, a second-year offensive coordinator, and a young quarterback. And why you now take this young quarterback, okay, and sit him makes no sense to me. Why not grow together, see if he can get through these rough times? Seems like more of a long-term vision for this franchise. Sounds like a coach thinking that if he doesn't win, his job could be in jeopardy, making a sort of a strange move to me, going to Kyle Orton, a guy we know what Kyle Orton is. Yes, I think he's one of the better backups in the league. I think he'll be able to move the offense, but you're eventually going to have to go back to Manuel. So why not go through the growing pains as soon as you can, unless you don't believe in him anymore as a quarterback, which they're not saying either in Buffalo. So a little bit confusing, but in the short term, maybe he gives a boost and more consistency to that passing game. In this one in particular, they're playing against a much improved Lions defense. All right, this is a Lions defense that in years past, when it was on them to perform consistently, couldn't do so. They have bad game, good game. All right, they've strung together a couple good games in a row here after an emotional win against Green Bay. In years past, I think they would have folded on the road against the Jets last week, but they played very well. And they played very well on offense with a limited Calvin Johnson. So his status is worth monitoring here in this one. The Bills, from a defensive perspective, they want to turn Matthew Stafford over. The game plan that they employed week 1 at Chicago is going to have to be similar to the one that they go after here with Matthew Stafford at the helm. Force Stafford into turnovers, okay? Limit the running game, make some big plays in the return game. That's going to be the remedy for the Bills against a high-powered offense. Again, coming off some good wins in a row here in Detroit. For Buffalo, look, Buffalo has good weapons, and maybe the thinking is if you insert Kyle Orton, he can facilitate to those weapons a little bit better now than E.J. Manuel can. And certainly with Robert Woods and Sammy Watkins, C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson, the talent is there. All right, the talent really for the Bills is there in my mind on both sides of the ball. Can Kyle Orton bring both of those sides of the ball together by being consistent and not turning the ball over? That's going to be the name of the game here for the Bills and for Kyle Orton. That has to be the reason they inserted him. They think he's going to be more consistent than an E.J. Manuel early in his development. Like I said earlier, I don't understand the move in terms of a franchise looking forward, but nonetheless, for this week, all right, I like Detroit to win the game, but I think Buffalo keeps this game closer than people think. So I like Detroit to win the game in a little bit of a natural letdown for Detroit. I'm not saying to the point where they lose the game. Inferior opponent, coming off 2 emotional wins, okay? A little bit of a letdown, but not to the point where they lose. So Detroit to win the game outright, Buffalo plus 7.5. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter. Be sure to subscribe. I preview every game every week. I'm always talking the NFL. Went over 4,000 subscribers today. Can't thank you guys enough. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.